lie, I ain't gon' hold you. Flex, that's right. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. You know, for sure. I can't lie to you, bitch. No, I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. Flex, that's right. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. You know, for sure. I can't lie to you, bitch. Let me falling in a hole too, girl. I just wanna hold you. Do you remember where I told you? Yeah, that's right. Hope you don't get amnesia, girl. Yeah, hope you don't think I need you, girl. But if we together, you complete my world. Never let the swan see your pearl. Shit so sick you might need to earn. You're the play but I need a girl. Yeah. And traveling on earth got you in a maze. Looking at the sun got you in a daze. Uriel take apples and make apple cider. Uriel take lemons and make lemonade. Same situation, just a different day. Way too hot, I ain't trying to chill. All you motherfuckers talking good ass game, but I can really tell that you lying for real. Look the powder, catch a thrill, push the higher the hill. Because I ain't really trying to die in the field. You wanna tell me something but you hide in the field. You got a nigga looking back like you childish as hell. Because no, I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. Flex, that's right. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. You know, for sure. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. That's right. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. You know, for sure. I can't lie to you, bitch. All you gotta do is just call on the phone. But I can see it now that you hardly at home. You lie about every little goddamn thing. You even lie about the damn drugs you had on. Think we need to separate like Tommy and Ghost. I'm feeling like Clyde when body got ghost. You really take a look at the universe. You looking at a whole bunch of stars in a hole. Why you lie? You ain't even gon' have my back. Girl, can't tell me why you act like that. I smoke back to back, no cataracts. I'm about to tap that ass, that's a matter of fact. No Chipotle, girl, but that's a rap. Girl, little pussy gon' snap right back. Sticking with the stick, right, tap, tap, tap. And you ain't know that I can hit it from the back like that, together, no Pro Tools. You gassed up, but you still got no juice. Archangel Uriel just spoke true. My spirit bomber just like Goku's. Supreme God, I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. Flex, that's right. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. You know, for sure. I can't lie to you, bitch. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. I can't even lie, I ain't gon' hold you. You know, for sure. I can't lie to you, bitch. No.
This time and I'm on, can't fuck with this rhyming I'm on. Seen them talk, now all of them gone. Seen that dog, I gave it a bone. They like, what is he on? On God, all you my sons. On God, I kill you for fun. On God, there could only be one. Call me Unc, now watch me walk it out. It's on sight, we blast, not talk it out. Kill you goofies, fuck is you talk about? Don't give a fuck what you talking about. 26-year-old dropout. Made 6 figures when I clocked out. Mama said, get my degree, got that with a breeze. Now I rock with my cock out.
Put it on God, put it on Jesus, put it on Yah, put it on Bezel, put it on Allah, put it on Reason, put it on I, put it on We, put it on God, put it on Shiva, put it on Ra, put Put it on, eat it. See the facade and I leave it. Death isn't one, it'll come in a 3.
Another soul I'm out here slaying, another body out there decaying, another false god y'all obeying, another lie getting paraded. Live the truth, watch me demonstrate it. Showed you love even though you hate it. Know the day that your death is fated. I'll make sure that I never say it. Really, I'm not the one to play with. When I knock on that door, it's time to let go. Just give me your soul. I sever that cord, you lose the control. I'm racking up spirits, they racking up dough. Dealing that piece on the low. I cheat on my goals, my words really go. Got more than enough, but it's time to get more.
Put it on God, put it on Jesus, put it on Yah, put it on Bezel, put it on Allah, put it on Reason, put it on I, put it on we, put it on God, put it on Shiva, put it on Ra, put it on Eve. Aside and I leave it. Death isn't one, it'll come in the 3 tens. Please just
call me Unc, now watch me walk it out. It's on sight, we blast, not talk it out. Kill you goofies, fuck is you talk about? Don't give a fuck what you talk about. 34-year-old tapped in, driver's seat, I'm strapped in. Serving all over your lane, I must be insane. You dying, I'm laughing.
put it on God, put it on Jesus, put it on Yah, put it on Bezel, put it on Allah, put it on Reason, put it on I, put it on we, put it on God, put it on Shiva, put it on Ra, put it on See the facade and I leave it. Death isn't one, it'll come in the 3 tens. Please just
Can't fuck with this time and I'm on. Can't fuck with this rhyme and I'm on. Seen them talk, now all of them gone. Seen that dog, I gave it a bone. They like, what is he on? On God, all you my sons. On God, I kill you for fun. On God, it could only be.
Hey, I just had a little break for a minute. Just had a little prayer for dinner. Out in the land that's prepared for winter. Cold, I'm on my parental figure. So always you finna stand a little bigger. Hey, Winnie the Pooh's making the clan out of tigers. Hand in the pot, they planning the picture. Land in the lost, gon' lay to the scripture. Feel like there's too many eyes in the party. Who the fuck we celebrating? I might be hating, but this ain't the time to be gnarly. This why it's time to get radical. Tossing out factuals just to maintain an apartment. Living on my hermeneutics, you kick pharmaceuticals, you never get in the parties. Cling to the script, rather hit in departure. You just been playing imposter. Please, I can peep it, it's playing in your posture. Got plenty of your kids, but they eating with Fosters. Crabs in a bucket, they dreaming about lobster. Got no time to discuss what you thinking is proper. Still tweaking all grievances, feeling like Crocker. You thinking we need what you treating this doctor. I am no Martin Luther, I get exclusive. I am the pinnacle proctor. Debauchery thoughts are intrusive. What would you do if you had a plan to play Potter? Would you stay stuck in that room, pushing the broom? Tears make you use it to mop. Years of delay that you using to stop. Pursuing the shit that you knew was a crowd. I am one of the slickest, you couldn't pick. It's smoother than Lou at a party. Oh, that's how you move, no shawty. That's what you do in this garden. That's what you do with Bacardi. I promise you, you don't improve at a party. The sickness and bitches that brewed at a party, whose only intention is ruin the party. I am the type to say naked, I'm gonna say what I think you're doing at parties. Moving from loose as you loosen your grip to reality, you see your dreams start to party. Sadly, that's when the heart like the hardest. I'm at a real peace with bows. I'm like the part of your teacher throw. I'm like the part when the screen was low. I'm like that time when the steam is high. I'm what you bump when the speaker's low. Fuck everything that you think is gold. Reap it so, leave it to the things we wanna see beneath us grow. I'm cool if you try give me Beavis roll. That's just a map that the ego know. I'm in the back, get an eager throat. Have me relax, she mad, she speed. How does she clear a catastrophe? Hey. How does she clear a catastrophe? Hey. How does she who? Hey. You just stay in the party. You should just stay out of party. You should just make our own parties. Hey. We can just make our own parties. You just, hey.
What it do, what it is, y'all. Welcome to Transit Talk. Zoza, man, shoot me some of your music videos, man. I saw your YouTube channel. The most recent one you had was 6 years ago, but I know you've been dropping some new stuff, so email me, man. I'd love to play some of your videos on this channel. And all of you guys with music videos, bro, send me that. Send me that. Run your music videos. Send me your MP4s. Play them on here, y'all. Welcome. Thank you for your patience. I was an hour late. I shifted it to 2. Let's do this. Welcome to Venus and Scorpio 2024. Venus has made it halfway across the sign. So this is the sexiness. We're going to talk about the dawning of your sexiness, because the way you sexy is not going to be the way you're going to sexy ever. Sexy being used as a verb. So you are sexy. This is a descriptive of your quality of insert word. And then you have, of course, sexiness, which I think is a noun. Yeah. So we're gonna break that down or talk vaguely about it, but we are going to mention it in many various ways. This is not a verb, it's a lifestyle. Thank you, Sean. So, this is just giving you an idea, right? The Sun and Venus did meet together at some point. If you want to know exactly, then I can show you actually. So it actually met within the past few weeks. No. That's a lie. I lied to you guys. It actually conjuncted back in Gemini shortly after Taurus. This right here, this aspect right here on the 18th of May is going to be a very important part of this Venus in Scorpio, because we're going to base the nature of the math of these transits relative to where you were May, because this is where the peak of your value, you had sowed the seeds for what you're harvesting in the form of your sexiness. So this is like you renovated your whole wardrobe in May. You were like, you know what, I'm her, I'm him. What the hell is this? I'm more him or her than I was before. So I got a whole new wardrobe. Excuse me. You took it out in August in Leo, and now in October, you're harvesting those seeds. The value of your wardrobe, you're now socially expressing in pure sexiness. 6 months. Really keep this in mind. Look at this. This is the mathematical basis right here. Mars. And when I say mathematical, I don't mean in the way astrology is persuasively being defined, because there's gatekeeping and a determined effort to keep the populace literally fucking stupid about astrology, to the point that they trap you in this matrix that in any way is different from science, but trap you into the colloquial ways it is used versus the actual way, right? So I'm not saying that a planet far away is the reason why you're going to be sexy. I'm saying that mathematically at this date, the planet Mars was in the constellation of Pisces, conjunct the nodal point of the moon and the asteroid Chiron in that 360-degree zodiac belt of Aries. That is objective. It doesn't matter if you believe that planets exist. You could take a telescope. It was there. The Venus, Uranus, Jupiter, when the sun was in the constellation of Taurus and in the zodiac sign of Taurus, we activated that cycle. That's it. And now we are experiencing the 180-degree harvest of that cycle. All right. The language between those planets, the language from Venus that was, you see how it's next 23 degrees Uranus right here? See how it's 23 degrees Uranus? And see how right now it's 14 degrees Scorpio? That language that the planet Venus orbiting around the sun and Uranus orbiting around the sun are making to each other, that language is what you experience down here relative to how you experience and play that out, and the uniformity of how what we or what expresses itself out there expresses itself through us. And thankfully, once again, we have the mathematics where you can really just look at where you were 6 months ago at May, because now through this 180-degree delineation, you are going to really experience the harvest of that quality. All right. Transforming through the psychological nature of the expression of this value. So we have to talk about what that means, why that works like that, right? Why are we going to call Scorpio sexiness, right? Cancer is going to be like gorgeous beauty, that moonlight, the water, the depth. Then you have Scorpio, which is very cold in its sexiness, that will kill you with its beauty. Venus and Scorpio. Almost every Venus and Scorpio woman I met has that hint of jealousy in them. That's like, why are you talking with another chick? And it's like, yo, she's my friend. All right, never mind. But it's cool. It's cool. There's an intensity. It's all about desire. So when we take Taurus, value is the key word, right? If we look at the fixed signs, we have Taurus, we have Leo, we have Scorpio with Aquarius. So Taurus is individual, Leo is social, Scorpio social, Aquarius is alien, it's universal. So let's make sense of that. Taurus is you paid $5 to get in the club. That's your value, right? That's your margin. Taurus is the confidence you step in to a situation. So before I put the moves on you, before I look at you like a Scorpio all seductively and I'm like, sleep with me, baby. What's that? I'm King Future. I got hundreds. I'm here to trick on you, baby. Yeah, sexy. What's good? I got it like that. I got it. What's good? You have to have your own Taurus value. Because if you're not confident in yourself and you're like, yeah, baby, I got money, come have sex with me, you're just gonna be lame as hell. It's just not gonna work. Now, some people can go full Scorpio, and some people like getting their head dragged and pushed, but if you don't do it right, you're just gonna look like Diddy. All right, I'm just being honest with you. So you feel me? This is why you need the balance. What's in between Scorpio and Taurus? Leo, the courage and confidence to even do all that. I don't have all the social energy, so I just rest on the Taurus. I'm like, look, I'm chocolate. If you like me, come get me. But if I had Libra in my chart, boy, if I had Libra or Scorpio in my chart, boy, I'd have 5 girlfriends. I'm telling you that right now. I'm not even ashamed to admit it. If I was actually social, boy, I have Venus and Taurus, so my heart clashes with my Gemini and my Aries. It wants to be monogamous and shit. Can you imagine if I had Libra, if I had Sagittarius, I would have another family across the world. All right. Like, these are stereotypes, but we know they're stupid. I would have a whole nother family across the world. It'd be lit. I'd be lying to my current wife, like, you're the only one for me. I'm not having sex with these other chicks. All right. Do you see? Y'all have all the fun. Anyway, it is what it is, y'all. I totally got caught off guard. I'm sorry. So Venus, as you can see, is opposite Uranus, and that's going to be a major basis of this transit talk. Why do we want to talk about that? Venus on Uranus is a once in a lifetime aspect that has actually been happening every year, because Venus takes a year to transit around the zodiac, and Uranus has been in Taurus from 2010 to 2018. Sorry, 2018 to 2026. 2010, 2018, it was in Aries. 2018 to 2026, it's in Taurus. Every year, Venus has been activating this to innovate your wealth. So why do we want to look at Uranus and Taurus? Uranus and Taurus brought about the Great Depression in America the last time it was here. Keep that in mind, that the economy is economy. And we also want to take into account to the economic reforms that have occurred during this period. In light of new technology, this conjunction that we had this year, which is bringing in the end of the world and bringing in a whole new world cycle with Saturn. The new world cycle meaning we're having a new Saturn cycle over the next 30 years since 95. This is what is unconventionally with Jupiter evolving how much money you make, how much you're worth, what you produce, how much more unconventionally you can innovate the technology behind you producing what you produce, whether through new apps and whatnot. And now you're in a position after Virgo of taking it to market and agreeing, you're in Libra making agreements on your negotiations. Now, Scorpio of other people's money. This is where we get to transit science. Taurus is your money. Scorpio is other people's money. Scorpio represents trust, sex. So I have to trust you to take all my clothes off and stick my dick in your vagina. If you're a woman watching, that was horrible. Or if you have to take your clothes off and have sex with someone or trust somebody. You have to trust somebody like a bank. That's why banks and investments are eighth house. It's all based on trust. None of this is really physical. It's all arbitrary. We have to agree on a collectively agreed set of principles and frameworks with where we say this piece of paper is worth whatever it is. This material is worth whatever it is. And we have to socially trust that we can put this here, put this value here, that this value is going to appreciate or depreciate. So that means from 6 months since May, or give or take, you have been sowing the seeds of this unconventional value again, right? And now what you're going to experience as Venus continues to get ready to fully oppose is this unconventional manifestation, this harvest of pure heart energy. So what's that going to look like? A lot of money, unexpected windfalls of income. And given the natural confidence and values that are being innovated that this represents, this is going to feel like much more confidence because you're more sexy. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about. I want you to see how, as of current, the moon is getting ready to go on Venus. So this is still activating this new moon cycle. The moon is like literally about 26 degrees, right? In another 6 degrees, the moon will be 12. That's horrible math. In another 8 degrees, the moon will be 12. That'll be 30 degrees. We'll be on the second phase. So we have the 0 degree conjunction. We're going to have the 30 degree sextile, semi-sextile, and we're going to have the 60 degree sextile. Those are all different prompts: activation, manifesting activation, and experiencing the activation. All right. So there's something to keep in mind, just to give you a play-by-play. The moon going on Venus in activating superpowers right now. All right. This is where we're going to get sci-fi, is literally downloading Venus, its wisdom of the heart, your sexiness, and you're going to understand how to implement this sexiness into this unlocking of your new character. So you can quite literally swag it out. And this is going to look like fucking money because you're applying everything that you've been working towards to now finesse so much more depth psychoanalytically of value. Keep in mind, when now we step into November and the sun is here, we're going to be aware of everything that your heart and Venus is polishing. All right. It's going to bring your awareness into this greater depth. So right now you see that Venus is making a grand water trine. Venus has made it to Saturn. And this is where we're going to start the transit, because of course, when this transit started, the sun had pretty much just entered Libra, as we can see. So Venus coming into this first decan of Pluto is deepening, of course, the purity with which we can focus our desire. It's really uninhibited sexual horniness. And that's where, once we step into the second decan, once it reached the 10th degree, we're now taking this intensity and with Neptune casting imagination. Now that we felt the depth, where can we imagine with it? Something like that. So we want to see how the first decan led for the moon to activate the new moon cycle. We activated the new moon cycle, boom, second decan. All right, so we already got, our wet, quite literally. And yeah, y'all, this is going to really activate themes of deeper sexual energy, Stella getting her groove back. This is any water placement on a daily. And yeah, I think it's definitely going to be pretty cool because a whole lot of what and how it is, you will feel more comfortable in your own skin and just tap so much deeper into who you are will put you in a greater position to open up, you know, new doors with this new moon and unlocking partnerships that you may not be aware will be significant to you moving forward. But this is all about feeling sexy, especially right now. You definitely go out on a date, even if it's with yourself. Like, you know, the moon is the now subconscious understanding of where your heart is manifesting. That's what I wanted to bring here. Since that conjunction in Taurus, Venus is now making that 30-degree, 32 to be exact, angle with the sun. So you are manifesting the quality of this power. It's a fancy way of saying you're fucking sexy right now. So this is cool because the moon is going to help you feel, oh, okay, this is the depth of sexiness I'm working with, and that's what we're going to further integrate moving forward. So everything that got us up to this point is like adjusting, and now we're getting ready to stabilize it through what? The integrity of your beliefs. So now, yeah, you can feel sexy about yourself, but how does that align with everything you believe about yourself? I mean, it's easy to say you're sexy, and now you've been believing, oh, you're limitless, you're powerful, like I can achieve everything I want. All right, well, Saturn wants you to prove it. So how do you take this sexiness you're cultivating and align it with you being powerful, you being limitless? That's what the actions you're taking moving forward will challenge you to do. And that's where this grand water trine, right, is taking the depth of this psychological, social, integrative super strength. All right. It's connecting this to this supernatural, metaphysical, world ending, catastrophic testing point. All right. And now all of that, this energy and the perspective is all being driven forward by your will and what you feel you can do with it. So if you've been experiencing moodiness, if you've been feeling people more volatile, if you've been feeling people get more, you know, easily pissed off, it's because they're horny as fuck. I'm sorry. It's because they're feeling into this intensity. All right. And don't necessarily take too much personal, but be careful how you instigate scenarios. This grand water trine is definitely very important because this is meant to adjust and help you contemplate more what and how you're feeling, but to, of course, navigate how you are integrating this greater depth. Imagine you've evolved and now you have more space with which you can, maybe water can reach that hasn't reached. Now you're polishing that. Now you're renovating it. You can literally think of it as an extra floor that you've expanded, and now Venus is decorating that extra floor before you actually go through it. So these are just certain themes and terms I wanted to throw your way, give you awareness of this trine that's happening right now. As we step into tomorrow and the moon actually goes closer to Venus, you're going to feel deeper. All right. That being said, this is ideal on the weekend. All right. It's a fantastic period to have sex. There's no, like, I'm not the type of person to tell you, oh, the moon is here, so you should have sex on this day. You shouldn't have sex on this day. I feel like things you do are independent on what's in the sky. But just like the weather, the sky's just going to tell you this is the weather for what you're doing, right? So I'm not going to say there's a good or bad. I think you have sex any day you want. But I will say the weather for this weekend and having sex, it's going to be very deep. It's going to be very dark. It's going to be very stormy. All right, if you feel what I mean. So yeah, and in this, whether, you know, it doesn't have to always be physical intercourse, but there's the Scorpio social aspect. Leo is going out. Scorpio is going at night to the club and leaving home with somebody. So this is going to challenge how you can integrate this confidence or assertiveness in your dealings with others interpersonally, and you will inhibit yourself if you hold it back, if you don't allow it to express itself healthily, And with Mars that's squaring, of course, the sun, is the challenge between I feel like I want to touch them sexually versus we're in a social space and I can get, I can get a sexual harassment charge if I touch you inappropriately. So now there's a balance here. You're aware of the social rules and balance, but you have your sexual feelings. And this is what, that square is going to create sexual tension. All right. And social anxiety as a result. So, with that being said, we just want to once again emphasize that while you are integrating this supernatural innovation of how now you can apply and harvest the awakening of your supernatural powers and new super self to your sexiness, all right, the way you deal with other people and the boundaries you draw. That's another thing with sex, Scorpio. If you don't want someone to have sex with you or to cross your lines, you draw boundaries. This is the other part of it. So in the way with which you deal with others, so that you can honor your value, not dealing with people who see you less than you are, the regular things. So I just want to speak with this now that the moon is still in Scorpio, and this love fest day, shout out to Crystal Techie, is giving you a feel. Why am I saying this now? We've just activated the power. So you are coming into understanding how sexy you are. You're coming into understanding the psychological depth and value of the social character and actions you take towards other people, with which add to your worth, where people are investing in you, and with how you express yourself. All right. Through challenges, through support, right? There are ways that people can support what you do, but they don't really know what you do. There are ways that people can challenge what you do, and they don't really know what you do. And you're going to lock on to, value driven exchanges that aren't necessarily superficial, because Scorpio is anything but superficial. It is the depth that exists unconsciously beneath the tip of the iceberg, representing your unconsciousness and repressed, suppressed energy. All right. But it's also diabolical sexiness. So, with that being said, the moon that is literally activating this understanding is now, once you've activated this, today and tomorrow is giving you a deepened, more crystallized understanding, connecting with the integrity of release. I can't emphasize this weekend alone. This is one of the most important days to this transit, especially now the moon that will be opposite Uranus, just like 2 weeks ago, it was on Uranus, right? Reinitiating this natural understanding of how our senses are becoming more supernatural. So you're going to now come into a psychoanalytical understanding, harvesting how that plays through. This is what people who have persuasive definitions of astrology, who have listened to astrology from people on TikTok or astrology, or they have people who they like who have debunked it, but they're just listening from hearsay. They don't understand this stuff. They're going to say it's a bias. They're going to say, oh, blah, 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 blah. I read this study, I did this, but they don't have any experience studying or practicing this. So this is why I like to give you the math, and then you can just apply it yourself. This is just pure demonstration. Taking the fluff away, right? I'm not trying to necessarily say this means this is going to happen to you. I'm letting you know what's happening. There you go. Okay. So this moon right here, the moon is going to be, of course, the secondhand timer to look at this clock. The moon can correlate to the market moving every day. And of course, the sun is going to be like looking at the market every month, on a day chart or a month chart. But the reason why that's really significant is all of this is still occurring during the activation of this new moon cycle, where you're activating superpowers. So the actions you're taking while the moon is in Scorpio is introducing nuance of depth that you can apply socially with other people. Libra, Scorpio, very high class, backhanded compliments, image ridden. We have to impress and look good for other people. So you're going to be navigating through all that bullshit while, of course, still maintaining authenticity in a postmodern world that doesn't know it's dying yet, which is so adorable. Anyway, yeah, with this transit, it's very important that you're integrating the transformation of this authenticity, as if not to get too distracted by trivial matters like everything going on in society right now. Yes, I'm including the wars and the elections. Yeah. But yeah, relative to where you're getting prepared to step through into the rest of this decade, and how specifically you align all of that to where you're committed to taking your self development. Cool. So we finished real social dynamics with Virgo. And in applying this moving forward, pay attention this weekend to what you understand about your psychological and sexual nuance of death. Whether you're by yourself, whether you're with others, whether you're not believing in yourself, whether you're believing in yourself, this is going to be subject to much more development. And by the time we try Neptune, it's upping on the Delulu in a way that makes it work for you. How are you using your imagination to work for you instead of let it run you? All right. So, boom. Now that Venus has made it to this grand water trine, this is going to stabilize a lot of your sexual desire. Align with what you believe you should do with it. And this is where shit gets fun, especially by the time the moon goes into Sagittarius. Yeah. And we activate the visual understanding of what this power is. Now that we've manifested psychoanalytical depth and nuance, because this is a social power. So you have to do it with other people. Now you're going to see into the meaning of it. Moon opposite Jupiter, but we're focusing on Venus here. Venus is dancing with Mars, from emotional ass Cancer to vindictive and intense Scorpio, but holy Cancer, pure Scorpio. Let's be respectful. And this is just going to intensify the romantic trias within your masculine and feminine, and with men and women or masculines and feminines. That, I mean, if you're an air or earth sign, don't be telling them to get a room. But if you're in the thick of this passion and you're deep and sensing it and tapping into it, it's a really fun way to challenge yourself to see how creatively you can express your emotions in sexual fashion. Even if we're not talking about sex, this could be towards like a cheese pizza or a pepperoni pizza. The depth of passion. Leo is a more courageous passion. Scorpio is a more depth of passion. That's like it's 3 a.m. in the morning, and I don't want to break up with you yet. Let me in the house, you stupid ass bitch, so that we can have makeup sex. You know, it's that dark, ranchy shit that I'm not romantic enough for, but it is in many telenovelas for a reason. It's sexual. Like, people dig this shit for a reason. This is 50 Shades of Grey shit, minus the Capricorn. All right. So I want you to see how we're nearing the third decan and closing out this transit right when we're ready to integrate this new moon cycle, which is going to be a part of a cross. Everything about this Libra cycle is jam-packed, powerful. It's preparing us for the end of the world. This is the third arc, right? This is the fall season, which is the climax of all of 2024. And the beautiful thing about this too is the smoothness with which you express your value and navigate through these social situations. So in aligning with the integrity of your beliefs, you're securing that value, right? For example, with astrology, you know, billionaires use astrology, not millionaires. So like, this enables you to preserve what you're worth instead of being treated like, oh, you're just like a cheap psychic reader. You should be able to do this reading for $40. Bitch, suck my dick. What's your you even know your moon sign? Exactly. Learn that first, and then I'll look at my rates on my website. Like, there's good. I mean, you don't have to be as savage as I may be, but like, you get to really feel into the conviction of this. And Venus polishes these things up. So like, she's gonna hit you with wise cracks, and you know, you of course in Scorpio, you probably don't even have to say much, right? It's gonna be more indirect or whatnot. But once we get to this third decade, we want to see this integration with Jupiter here. We have this yod. This is a very important yod. This yacht is going to set up this unconventional money maker right here. For those of you guys doing sex work, like if you're a stripper, if you're out here working this weekend, this is a really great weekend to just do that. All right. And you're going to tap into how the evocation of this. It's not like, oh, the moon is here and the Venus is here and it's going to bring that, but in aligning with this, transit, don't be surprised if you kind of see this in tandem. And now Jupiter, which is this evolution of mindset, this definition with Venus and polishing of your psychological behavior, your sexiness, is now going to integrate with this evolution of mindset, and it's going to transform the vulnerabilities we previously had. At some point, Venus was conjunct Chiron earlier in the year. So this 21-degree yacht is very important. It's getting ready to focus this finger of God towards what sauce you're putting in your relationships, directly, indirectly, preparing for this innovation to be exact. And it's important to see this is happening once again. 90 degrees. This is a 91-degree integration. The seeds we plant with the new moon breaking through the ground. Boom. And the moon in Cap is where you're understanding how to use these superpowers. So right when we're understanding how to use these superpowers and we're understanding what direction to utilize this unlocked super character, right? This next version of ourselves moving forward, this is what's going to allow you to intensify the depth of how you express this purity, this sexiness. All right, cool. The reason why this is important too is once we're no longer in the individual portion. Once you get into Libra, once you get into Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, you're sucked into the nuance of what is socially and culturally accepted. That's neither a good or a bad thing, but you don't necessarily want to give into that pressure, especially when a lot of what's being parroted now is stupid. Like, it sounds intelligent. It's backed by a lot of peer pressure and social proof. It's backed by a lot of ethos. This expert said this on this platform with this applause track that you think is real, but was actually a bunch of extras who were paid to applaud at the time. All this stuff is produced. So you don't want to get too caught up on what people are saying and what people are thinking, unless you can use that to your favor. You want to get caught up on what you have already produced as factual through your own research and behavior. Okay. So like, I'm 10 years into the game. I can go anywhere and talk about astrology. I know every single archetype of people who don't believe in astrology, whether they have religious differences because they think you're a devil worshiper, whether they think they know science and don't know astrology is a science, and they'll hit you with the precession of the equinox. I know how well they know their science. All right. Like, I know almost every objective in the book because I fucking do this for real. Okay, whether I'm dealing with other fraud astrologers or tarot card readers and they hit me with some shit, I can just demonstrate it. I don't have to get caught in 30-minute arguments with people. I literally can just demonstrate it in front of your face. I've turned doubter Virgos into believers. Oh, wow, there's no way you could have known this. You don't know anything about me in my life. This wasn't vague. It wasn't a Barnum statement. Okay, this should be legit. And that comes with demonstration. That comes with, hard work and actually practicing this shit. And this is where, you feel me? Like, you're transforming the status quo during this period. What's happening? The end of the old world system. Uranus, by this point, when it went into Gemini, we had like a civil war. And then if we go back to the 1930s, we had World War II around this period. So keep that in mind as tensions flare. This is just a repeat. This is why we can see this in the stars and we see similarities, because there's been so much scientific evidence to prove without a shadow of a doubt that star alignments that happen in the sky correlate with events that happen physically. You don't have to believe it. You could just do basic history. We could literally analyze the past 2 weeks, 2 months to 2 years, and just point out similarities. Mars experiments have been attempted to be debunked only to be proven right. So what you have in this industry are people who want to control information and want to, of course, use broadcast platforms to put out an idea of, I'm just using astrology as an example, but relative to this, what they want you to think about it versus what it is. Because this is not just happening with astrology. I'm practicing astrology, I'm using astrology. You're seeing this in every field. They're arguing about this in the medical field. You have doctors arguing about how medicine with vaccines or cures should be versus what certain, mainstream broadcast voices want to put out there. You see this with mechanics, you see this with engineering, you see this with financial markets, you see this in every area of life. So why this is very significant is because you have cultivated your own value and worth. You brought it to the market in Virgo season where it had to be debated. It had to be tested. You can't just be out here saying you believe in shit. You had to show it was real. And now I told you so part one, we're bringing it social. And that's where Venus at this third decan right here, it ain't none, is putting you in a position to now stylistically and passionately express the depth of this value, bringing us to this 180-degree opposition, which where is going to happen? When the moon is on Saturn in Pisces. So the moon went on to Scorpio, right, today. And by the time it's in Pisces, right, when it was in Scorpio, we were feeling our sexiness. Now we're extending it relative to how we believe it aligns with our integrity and belief systems, right? What exactly do we imagine, and how does this integrate the greater meaning of how it is we're facilitating this much deeper expression of our value, this deeper psychoanalytical expression of, I'm just using extra words, but I'm just saying how much sexier we are, but deeper psychoanalytical, right? Scorpio, the moon in Scorpio. So if the moon in Scorpio right now is having you feel how intense it is, the moon in Pisces through the other signs is now helping you understand the metaphysical nature of this, how we can imagine this and extend this forward. So something to keep in mind, because by the time Venus is now opposite here and trining Neptune and sextiling Pluto, the finale of this, which is happening right before the full moon, is coinciding with this. All right, let me remind you what that looks like. Of course, we have this right here. Boom, we had Venus on Uranus, right? Beautiful. So this 0-degree conjunction with Jupiter is literally like coming into a new wardrobe. It's like coming into $200,000 instead of $2,000, right? And now that you've allocated this extra money, you're harvesting where you invest it into. Who do you trust with this? Who do you feel comfortable around with this? What do you plan to do with more of this? Let's just say. Uh-oh. Let's do one. Let's do two. So this is very crucial. October 14th, we're seeing this coming in where we're ready to harvest this unlocking of super fucking powers. So after this, I just want you to see how we have the full moon and Venus is out. Boom. So what have we learned so far? We learned that the Venus in Scorpio transit has occurred from the beginning of Libra season, right? It went to the first 10 degrees. Then we had the new moon. And then from, of course, 10 degrees Scorpio to the end of Scorpio went from new moon to the full moon. So Venus is sponsoring the activation of these superpowers and ahead of time polishing how psychologically we're going to transform and now feeling more confident, feeling more sexy, And this is where you're getting ready to put sauce on stuff. You're literally breaking through. This is the breakthrough arc where everything you've activated and integrated in the habits you learn, you're ready to harvest. You're getting ready to break through. You're getting ready to transform. That's what Scorpio represents. So there is, of course, a breakout feeling and experience that is going to challenge you in transforming away from what you used to be non-confident about yourself, what you used to hold yourself back about yourself, and also an inner freak that's also going to kind of unexpectedly come through. And if you're not comfortable with this part of yourself, you will further inhibit. Because where do we see Lilith? Aries. Lilith's proximity to this adds this more erotic sexual nature, classy in Libra, but still a freedom of expression that, depending on how you were raised and grew up, whether you've been taught to taboo it, fully embrace it, balance it, will also really influence how you move forward with this as well. So there we go. Notable points we want to once again mention are the trine of Mars and Saturn, and then subsequently Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus. So the Saturn-Mars trine is just bringing it all together. And then as we cultivate this, once it opposes Uranus, unexpected windfalls, unexpected windfalls. I think the way to see this really is like you're at a kiosk at a mall, and now that the moon is in Scorpio, it's like, oh, wow. You know, I notice when I wear this cologne and I walk up and I'm like, hey, I know you've never seen this before. For some reason, it works. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, what is this? Wow, that's wild. And I noticed by doing this, I'm selling like 5% more perfumes than I normally sell. And this is the worst analogy I'm using right now. But Mars in Cancer has you really feel a whole lot of being a bit unconventional and approaching people to sell these perfumes. And once we come into a couple weeks from now and it opposes Uranus, now you're realizing whatever technique you were doing, you have a long ass line. That's what it is. You have a long ass line wanting to buy perfumes. Like you've unconventionally innovated how you've sold out all of your perfumes using these techniques with the confidence to approach this. That's really not the best example though. But what I will say is, given that nuclear energy or pure energy or purity that this kind of accounts, and because the focus of the yod is in Scorpio, this transformative process is, while the sun is in Libra, going to evoke deeper confidence. And then once it goes into Sag, you're going to be wild and probably just skinny dipping and running around naked. But of course, during this deepening process, it's great to deepen intimacy with people no matter the time, but you will find, of course, increased depth. Volatile, of course, so be mindful of that. But what we also want to take into account is, given that transformative quality that's breaking through here, you're breaking through into the money you're making. You're breaking through into the depth of relationships you're stepping into. And this is going to be a bit exhilarating, but we're not finished. So don't necessarily experience all that and get too excited. But remember that this is still all a part of, we're going to barely be having the full moon and pushing all this forward. All right. So this pushes you to take risks in relationships, especially with the moon and Venus. You may indirectly or directly, in a nonlinear way, let's say you have your brain that processes information, your heart creates this like electromagnetic field. Let's say hypothetically, indirectly, your subconscious can feel what other people are feeling in their energy field. You can tap into unconscious or conscious emotions people have that may tie you into unexpressed desires, and you may feel motivated or influenced to tap directly into that, to take the risk it, get the biscuit, to, speak towards that. Those of you who take that risk will be handsomely rewarded. And this is where, with the ethics of balance in Libra, if it doesn't work out, you just didn't come correct. All right. It doesn't mean just keep trying till you come correct. Respect yourself, respect your value, respect other people's boundaries, respect other people's boundaries. But, you know, keep that in mind. Don't take less risks because you're afraid of rejection versus, you know, knowing you have value. It doesn't, you know, whoever sees your value is going to want it. It's not insulting if someone just doesn't see it. It's not for them. They're not for you. And this applies with like selling stuff, you know, being friends with people. This is a purely psychological aspect. And we want to once again see Mercury is going to follow its path. The sun's going to follow its path. So your brain is going to wrap around and process what you've unlocked. And then you're going to be aware of this all once we step into late November. All right, late October, coming into Halloween. So once again, that Uranus opposition is what's going to account for just unexpected windfalls, even if this windfall of income looks like increased confidence, increased sexiness, depth of sexiness, and the whole shebang. That being said, you guys stay blessed. If any of you would like a live reading real quick to see, you know, what this will be like in your sign, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I'm just gonna head the fuck out of here and see what's up with this weekend. Yeah, and try not and not die in the process and thrive. Oh, rise from the phoenix. Oh shit. But the last thing I'll also say is now concerning supernatural abilities you are quite literally activating right now. Scorpio is that quality of purity that's going to add a smoothness to it. It's not going to be as janky. It's not going to be as we do this, then we do that, then we do this. You're getting ready to feel the sexy, like bring more smoothness, manifest more connectivity and psychoanalytical, psychological understanding towards the process. The psychoanalytical understanding adds depth, which will give you more room so that once we step into Sagittarius, you're applying that depth and you can see into the meaning of what you want to do with it. Moving forward. All right. So yeah, y'all. Claim this. I think this will help you understand your own sexual eccentricities and proclivities. And you're applying this to a new version of your character you have unlocked. So you want to be mindful that certain things you may not have had the courage to do or have wanted to do, this new version of yourself can do easy. Okay? I mean, it's not like it's a brand new you. It's just the version of you that's applying experience and techniques you've spent 6 months to a year advancing and learning. But then we also have to take that en route to you getting ready to push that into a whole new era that's probably ridden through a civil and world war. So there's that as well. All right, Nari, thank you very much. We see that you have your rising in Sag. So this is going to go through your 12th house. And as a Cancer sun, you're more aware of how you're transcending the creativity of how you express your talents, how you express your heart. Almost isn't fair. You know what it is, bro. 8 God in the building. All right. So this 12th house is like hidden affairs, hidden romances. It's going to be people snitching to you, people's psychology snitching to you, you seeing through all of it. But being able to transform who you trust with certain insights that, you know, people may misunderstand you for even picking up. And then even further than that, because you have all the Aquarius moon energy and Jupiter here, there's an unconventional and supernatural understanding that will influence your own claircognizance and claircognizant abilities relative to what you're picking up. So all of the Scorpio transits next month, Scorpio season is going to really release old beliefs so that it can transform your vision of yourself. And while Venus is going through there, you're going to be picking up insight that's going to be challenging your claircognizance. So you're going to go into situations already knowing things. And Venus here is going to challenge how well what you're picking up aligns with what you already know. So that are you trusting your abilities, or are you, of course, losing faith in yourself because of how intensely, extremely things occur. And of course, Uranus is in your 6th house. So this is also going to innovate how you're transforming your beliefs around your lifestyle, which will be very supernatural. But given that, you know, you cannot touch psychological nuance, these things are invisible. People may look at you as delusional for knowing why somebody feels like they want to kill you. And you were right the whole time, and not really kill you, right? But like, you can look at someone and they're like, oh, that person wants to have sex with you. And you were right the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, these are very subtle nuances, and it's just going to clear up any doubt, any old beliefs that you may have had. Just see these 12 house transits as just getting ready to break you through. Coming into the end of the year, where we'll have the 1st house and you have Jupiter in your 7th. So you're evolving all your partnerships, and that's going to get you ready for next year when Jupiter evolves your spirit, bro. June of 2025, we're going to have the sun conjunct Jupiter 2 degrees on your sun. So you're literally going to activate a new wave. You know what I mean by that. All right, you guys stay blessed as always. Thank you once again. And until next time.